G'day guys, how you going? It's the fat Aussie from down under, Laz. How are yous all? Sorry, and just quickly, I know, you don't have to tell me, I fucked up in the conversion from kilometres to miles. Yes, I know I fucked it. What else you know? Nothing new. Hey. Anyways guys, we're racing at Mugello, which is one of my favourite tracks to race on. Well, not in real life. It'd be pretty wicked to go and race on it in real life, but I don't have that luxury. So, this game's the best it's going to get for me. Doesn't matter. It's all good. Enjoy it anyways. Anyway, so guys, a little bit about the track. Oh, excuse me. Had a big drink of Coke just before. Okay, obviously it's in obviously it's in Italy. Alright, the track's length is roughly 5.2 kilometers, which is in miles, guys. I'll get it correct this time. 3.5. Oh no, 3.25 miles, maybe? I think that's right. I don't know. This shit confuses the crap out of me, to be honest. But I think that's right. Anyways, that's pretty much all I really have on the track, to be honest. Haven't had... don't think there's been any deaths on it or anything like that, so that's pretty good. Anyways, like I said, I want to do a one this week, one that week. So last episode I told you a nice little story about myself. Now I'm going to talk to you about a rider. He's from Italy. It is Max Biaggi, the Italian stallion. Anyways, he no longer races in the MotoGP. He's actually, I think he's in the Superbikes at the moment. Don't know how he's going over there. I haven't really watched too much of it. So, we'll see how it goes. Anyways, so the bikes that he's ridden for, or the manufacturer he's ridden for Aprilia from 1991 right through to 92, 94 and 96 he rode for Aprilia. Honda he rode for Honda in 93 and 97. Excuse me. Also won 4 championships. That was whilst he was in the 250cc championship. He won the 94, the 95, the 96 and the 97. So he did pretty good down there. Then he moved up into the 500s, or the GP bikes now as they're known. They used to be the 500s, whereas they are now the GP bikes. He moved up into there in 1988 and rode there till 2005, until he took over and went into his, obviously his career in Superbike World Championship, or SBK, or whatever you want to call it. Who he rode, well, I won't go into too much, but basically he rode for Suzuki, Ducati and also Aprilia in that stint that he was there as well. Anyways, so in obviously the GP bikes, he didn't win any. He was up against good old mate Rossi, and Rossi seemed to have it over him pretty much the whole time he was there. So, you know, I think they were good mates and everything as well, so yeah, a bit of rivalry on the track as well, so it's pretty cool. Anyways, excuse me, that's about all I really got about Max Biaggi. I mean, that was good. Oh, that's about, yeah, nothing really much else there on him, to be honest. That's about it, really. Well, he was born on the 26th, 1971. That's about it, really. I remember one time, I think it was, he was racing, I can't remember the name of the track, but he'd won. And I swear, if you guys are into your motorbikes and your into the MotoGP, you would definitely have seen this, or at least seen it on the news. He's gone. He's just about to win the race. He's belting through, and he's come up to the very end. He's chucked it up on the back wheel, and just as he's just about to go over the line, he must have just pulled back on the throttle just a bit too much, and the back end of his bike smacked up tar. And he nearly came a gutser. He seriously nearly came a gutser. If I can, I'll try and find a photo of it, and you'll see it up in the corner there somewhere, just so you can have a look at it and see how far back he actually went and nearly came off. I think he'd already crossed the line at the time, but could you just imagine how spewing he would have been if he had come a gutser meters before the line? It would have been devastating. Anyways guys, a little bit about the track that I'm racing on now. I've already told you, but what I'm doing here is it's wet. I sucked bad at it. I thought I'd go really good at this track, to be honest, and then when I saw it was raining, I was like, oh shit. But I found out a bit later on through the race, well, I think from the second lap, from this lap onwards, I figured I could go a little bit harder than what I was. And if only I had have done this from the start, I think I probably could have pulled a podium position on this track, which would have been good. That was the goal I was trying to achieve. Thinking going into this race, I was like, you know, I could possibly win this because I know the track. I know I can brake late into some of the corners, and you know, and I've kind of tweaked my bike a little bit. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I can kind of not losing as much ground as I was in previous races on the straights. I'm kind of, if I can get in the draft right here and draft them a little bit, I can kind of keep up with them a little bit more. As you can see, they still eventually on the big straights pull right away from me, but I get them back on the corners, and this is where I've got to try and, I don't know, get my skill level a little bit better on the cornering to make it a bit more smoother around there, so I'm on the gas the whole way around, but not too much to the point where the back end's going to flip out on me and high side and just put me in the dirt or into the tar. So I've got to try and get that nice balance between the, you know, gas and the brake and the right line as well. As you can see, I take some pretty dodgy looking lines, but they work for me in the game. So, I mean, in real life you wouldn't be able to do that because you'd be fucked. There's no way you can do some of the stuff that I'm doing on this game. There's no way, like hitting the dirt or, you know, skipping out like that. There's no way you know. I've seen people do it, but you know, it's hard to do it and not fuck up. Most people I've seen do it fuck up or come guts is really big. But yeah, I do finish. I think the ending really annoyed me. I was looking over my shoulder because I knew there was a guy, and if I don't have enough room on that back end of the straight, you'll see it coming up in a sec. But on the straight coming up over the finish line, if I don't have that corner beforehand, if I'm not in enough of a lead to kind of power on out of it enough, as you'll see shortly, they just go screaming past me. Anyways, this guy was behind me, or the one that's behind me now. Actually, no, it's this guy here, this Gadia, or whatever his name is. He, no shit, like I get right up on him here, and he's budging me, and like I could not pass him. And I was just like, come on, man. So I needed to be in front of him before this corner, like way before, more than that, because if I was up with that pack, I could probably draft him and probably stay in 6. I probably would have made it. But as you'll see here, I try the tactics of dirty dog tactics of trying to block him out. So I'm watching where he's going. I'm just veering across to his side, and unfortunately, bang, he dogged me back and come on the inside. It kind of muffed me over. But apart from that, it was a pretty good race considering it was the first wet weather race I've done. And yeah, it wasn't too bad. It was a good finish. I'm still, I think, on the championship board, I'm still on 7th. So, you know, I'm not breaking any records, but it is on the hardest difficulty. So, well, it's the second one down from the hardest difficulty. It's on hard, not professional. So, it's still quite hard, especially in the rain. It makes it hard too. Anyways, guys, I hope this was another enjoyable video. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.